I'm going to give you a complete systems breakdown on how to turn one-time buyers into repeat purchasers, because most Shopify brands, they pay for a customer to come in, make a sale. But the problem with that is it's going to be more expensive every time you do it. So if you make 3 sales and that customer is only coming and spending money once, you've got to pay that customer acquisition cost every single time. However, if you pay the customer acquisition cost, make the first sale, but you continue to sell to that customer over and over again using cheaper methods, then that customer is worth way more money to your business. And ultimately, lifetime value is one of the largest levers that you can have in your e-commerce business. And if you're not taking advantage of it through things like email marketing, you're leaving money on the table, and eventually that cash flow issue is going to stack up, right? So I'm going to take you through this step by step, the exact same system we use, the exact same system I've used for my own brand, and I'm going to break every single part down. So turning a one-time buyer into a repeat purchaser completely transforms your business because it's going to increase the lifetime value. This means that you compete with nobody because you can spend more money on advertising. The businesses that win in e-commerce are the guys who can spend the most amount of money, because the more you can spend on ads, the more that you're not competing with anybody. If that customer is worth more money, you can pay more money to acquire that customer. Also, it's going to mean the customer that bought today, they're going to shop again in the future and they're worth much more money. And when they repurchase, you don't have to pay that customer acquisition cost again, because that's the most expensive part. So here's the full system breakdown. It compiles of 3 things: email campaigns, segmentation, and re-engagement offers. You see, the reason why we focus on email for this is because emails are almost free to send, especially email campaigns. And when you pair this with proper segmentation, they're actually completely targeted. This is what most people fail to do, forget to do, whatever. But if you do this properly, you will get a lot of revenue. So if you want people to buy it again and again and again, you need to market to them more. And if you like to make profit, you need to sell to them more. And for successful email campaigns, we focus on these core building blocks. So the first thing is the volume. Now, when I say volume, I'm talking about volume of emails, but not shit volume. We're not talking about just trying to send as many emails as possible. We're trying to create actually good emails, and we're trying to create targeted emails. We're trying to do a lot of them, and when you follow this system, you can do that. The next part is segmentation. You need to use segmentation because you want to be sending targeted emails. You're not just sending emails to everybody, but you need to be sending targeted emails to groups. The next thing, offer. People send emails without a clear offer, wonder why they're not performing. It's a losing formula right there. Next thing, deliverability. Listen, if emails are not getting delivered, nobody can buy anything. It can be the best emails in the world with the best offer, but if deliverability is affected, nobody is able to buy anything from you. Next thing, subject line. If the subject line's trash and people don't click on it, you can have the best emails in the world. If no one's clicking on it, nobody is going to open them. Next thing, one subject emails. So I see time and time again, people think, logically, if I add 5 points into my email, I've got 5 times the customers that I appeal to. But you have to be clearly showing one offer and one subject on each email to make it super clear for the customer. So this is like a little system that we run for campaign emails. So it looks something like this. We have 5 main buckets, and you can create these for your own brand. Something like seasons, community content, sale events, new drops and restocks, and news about the brand. And then what we do is we break this down again into subtopics, stuff like summer holiday gifts, Christmas, autumn wears, winter jackets, seasonal layering, season starts now, holiday gift guide, community content, this person styled like this, testimonials, linking social media posts, behind the brand, best dressed this week. Like, guys, you need to be sending as many as possible. But if you have 5 main things, 6 main things that you talk about, and you start creating subtopics and you start niching down, what you're going to end up finding is you've got unlimited email ideas. Then, by the way, guys, use AI. We use AI for clients inside our business, but you can use ChatGPT, learn how to prompt it properly, get ideas. If it gives you 100 ideas and you like 3 of them, that's fine, just use the 3, but you start using AI in your business. Get ideas, get inspiration, because you don't have to have AI create the entire email, but just get the idea for it. But the point of this is, if you want people to reshop again, you have to market to them again. And to market to them again, you're going to have the most profit when you can market to them for next to free. And that is what email campaigns are. That's why we focus on this, to get people rebuying and get people back into the business. Also, every time you send out an email campaign, you're going to get people back onto the website. They're going to be completing activities, and then they're going to be going through the email flows. So it's about really generating that content system and getting people back in. Now, the next thing is segmentation. If you sell sandwiches outside after lunchtime, then they're not going to sell as well as before lunchtime or during lunchtime. So it's less about what you're selling, and it's more about who you're selling to. And if you don't segment properly your emails, then you're sending to people without strategy. The benefits of segmentation are you're going to have a more engaged list for improved deliverability, meaning more people are getting your emails. You're going to have more interested customers that are going to generate more sales. You're going to have targeted campaigns based on product interest, and you're going to remove unengaged profiles for improved deliverability. So the key segments that you want to target are right here. You can take a screenshot, you can pause it. Look, this isn't rocket science. You just got to think of logical segments that you can use and start testing them. People that are already on your website, people that have just subscribed, people that are fresh in there, people who have purchased a year ago but they're not purchased now. You have to sort of think like, if I've had a customer not purchase in a year and it's 2 months before Christmas, they bought around Christmas time last year. So they might have bought a gift. So if they buy gifts every year, that's the segment that you want to send to. Start logically thinking about the segments. There's no secret best way. That you just got to logically think, what would my target audience be interested in, and how can I narrow down finding those people based on segments? Now, when you segment properly, people get turned off by how many campaigns they can send because they think that they're going to be annoying the customers. But if you're segmenting people properly, you're going to be sending 10 email campaigns in a week, for example. That's quite a lot, but for example, and not every customer is going to be receiving every email because you're doing the segmentations. If you're blasting your email list, the segmentations are, it's going to make that's going to make people get annoyed with the emails, not going to open them, they're not going to get delivered. If you're segmenting, they're going to people who are likely to actually be willing to receive your information. If you've got a group of people that only buy on sale events, then you only want to be sending them sale emails. You might send them an odd other email now and again just to test it, but you want to be sending them based on their habits, and that is what segmentation does. And you have to combine the segmentation with the campaign ideas. Now, the third thing is re-engagement offers. I talked about this on a video yesterday. Look, if someone has shown interest in your brand, you follow up with them like crazy. And if they don't buy from you, get them off the list, even if they're a previous customer. And one thing you've got to know, people's lives and situations constantly change. So they might have been interested window shopping in your brand 3 months ago. They might not have been financially ready to make a purchase then. They might have got a new job. They might have moved country. They might have gone to a colder place. The seasons might have changed. They might have come into money. They might have lost money. They might now be able to pay on a payment plan. Like, all these things you've got to take into consideration. And that is the reason why you want to try and re-engage old customers that haven't purchased, because ultimately it's not that they haven't purchased because they're completely not interested. It's that they haven't purchased because their situation may not be allowing them to. They might have other things going on. So to negate some of that risk and to just pick some of that low-hanging fruit off, you want to be hitting these people up again. And the best way to do this is through a sunset unengaged flow. Because remember, it's always cheaper to get a customer that has already shopped with you, and easier, rather than acquiring new customers. So you want to be hitting these people up. And when you set a sunset unengaged flow, send them a reminder, send them a strong offer, and send them a warning saying, we're going to boot you off the list, and we're going to take the offer away. Use this. Use the people that you've already spent the money on, you've already attracted, you've already taken them down the sales process, and make it into profit. And if you do these three together, this is going to create a bit of an engine for getting people to shop again and again into your business. But with this, it's the consistency, because you're always trying to create this cycle of getting people to come back in and shop over and over. And if you focus on these three things and break them down like this, you will get people shopping over and over again. That's it for today's video, guys. Just a very quick one. Very important if you want people to keep shopping with you over and over again. Any questions, drop a comment down below and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.